Bigo.
All right. Well, good evening. If you're joining us in sometime in the future, you can skip ahead about 4 minutes and change. That'll be where the theme song is, and the show officially starts. Right now, we're doing the pregame. That way, if people show up, they can come and enjoy. I think I'm supposed to say like, share, and subscribe, right? That's what I'm supposed to say.
Yep.
Yep. So, and I shouldn't say so, like ever. Never use the word so or and. We are not showing up here yet, but again, I believe you fully that we're showing up. It just hasn't gotten to me yet. Uh, so did you is any of the things tonight a song?
Yes. The second one.
Oh, and you better get your massive cannibalism button up because I believe Jim was going to be here today.
Okay. I will do that.
And are you going to experiment with the new theme song on the back end?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that's one person watching already. And let
I
me
know I'm not
hit.
very chatty here. It's because I'm eating.
I know.
Well, I know
And
that you know.
Twizzler's here. Oh, and Codex. Oh, well, the one exciting thing that I've got is for the most part, I really like Irish ale when it's made by like one person that I know. That's about it.
Right?
And it's really most of it's just too hoppy, and this one is not a bad one. So
You don't like Killian's?
they don't make it anymore. They haven't made it,
Really?
and oh yeah,
Shows
it's
you how long
probably
it's been since I bought Killian's.
yeah,
Hey, doggy.
it's probably hasn't been made since Bush was president. Ah, all right. Couple minutes and change. Still no Mark, right?
I haven't heard him sneak in here.
That's what he does.
Last week we had cat ASMR. This week we have dog ASMR. He's quiet though.
Oh, Mark.
You gonna talk? You gonna talk? No, he's shy. He doesn't want to talk. All right. Don't
Oh,
trip over
Jim
my
is
sword.
back.
There you go.
He-
The prodigal returns.
let's welcome him back with a massive cannibalism.
Okie dokie.
Massive cannibalism.
That's just for you, Jim.
Welcome back, Jim.
That's ready.
Are you all ready? You were napping much earlier.
It was nice too.
Normally that's me.
I was tired, and 1 minute actually helped.
Yeah, welcome to my life.
So the opening theme song is the same.
Yes.
Okay, but we do have the back end
Yes, we do.
theme song.
Well, okay. You keep saying back end like that comes at the end of the podcast. It will be at the beginning and we can talk about it.
Oh, it's at the beginning.
Yes.
I thought it was like the love theme at the end.
I mean, we could do,
No.
no, I don't know.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it at the end.
Because you want to be able to listen to the lyrics because it has words to it.
Nope. But no lights, no motor. Well, let's ask everybody. Do you want to hear the new theme music now or at the end of the show? First answer wins.
The end.
No, you don't count. All right. With no answer, let's run the usual one and let's make everybody wait to the end to hear your new creation. And we're ready.
All right, let's do this.
We got movie sign.
Maybe.
Bombs and bands. Bombs and bands.
All systems go.
Bombs and bands.
Defiance.
Bombs and bands.
This rebel has a cause.
Bombs and bands.
We begin as wanderers, and we are wanderers still.
Welcome, everyone, to the 126th live edition of Bombs and Vance and Wednesday Rants. As always, I'm your dedicated and humble host, John Wilder, coming to you from the penthouse control room of the majestic Wilder Industries skyscraper. With me, as always, is Mark.
Hey there.
And the missus.
Oh, right. Got to unmute my mic. And here's the funny thing, right? Is that you can vote all you want about when you hear the theme song, but one of us is running the board.
Only one of us controls it. Enjoy.
Gather around, folks, it's time to tune in to the chaos and chatter, let the fun begin. It's Bombs and Bants with John, Mark, and the missus, where the news gets twisted, oh what a bliss. John's cracking jokes with a grin so wide, Mark's stirring up trouble, never on the safe side. And the missus, oh she's the queen of sass. Together they're a trio causing quite a mess. Bombs and Bants, where chaos meets news, John, Mark, and the missus, giving us the clues from headlines to hijinks. Bombs and Bants, keeping us coming back.
That's a cold end, my friend.
That is a cold end.
Yes, I have discovered AI music making. This is a game changer, man. It was like yesterday we were in horse and buggies. Today we're all driving Porsches.
Jet Porsches with lasers, Scott. All right. This is the point I'm supposed to tell everyone to like and subscribe. Jim says now know how to do music magic side. I do not believe that this is doing the vocal.
Yeah, Tadano, you got it. That's the one.
All right. Okay, so like and subscribe. That's the one thing. And how's the week treated everyone? Mark, how's your weekend been?
It's good. It was good. We had nice weather. Was able to get out and do some actual yard work, and now our house looks somewhat presentable as opposed to, like something that you might encounter in a, shady part of town.
So like
Or
our
in-
house.
or one of the Fallout video games.
No, like our
Yeah.
house.
Excellent. And the missus, how would you rate your weekend?
My week has been very stressful.
Very stressful.
2 weeks in a row. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
We had an animal issue, a dog issue. I guess I can go into it now.
parachuting dogs.
Yeah, parachuting dogs.
And Jim wants us to use both themes, and he'd say alternate them.
Okay. I like the vote. So the dog issue. So we have a hole in our deck in the backyard, and it's been there for a while, but it's been covered. Well, it got uncovered the other day, and we have a blind dog. So cue the blind dog. He fell through the hole. Well, the deck is kind of on a little bit of a hill. He didn't fall very far, like maybe about 18 inches, but then he rolled down a hill. And then he rolled down another hill. And so I found said blind dog in a heap at the bottom of the hill.
And this is about a loss of about 40 feet of elevation. Now, again, it's not all at once, but this is also
It's pretty
on a
steep.
dog. Yeah, but this particular dog is like, if I were to give you a visualization of what this dog looked like, it'd be a bag of vegetable soup with some popsicle sticks attached to it.
Yeah,
Is that a fair?
Yeah.
That's a fair approximation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in there's a spine, and the spine is not necessarily working so well right now.
Yeah, he's old. He's 8 years old. And he has other health problems. And so when I found him in a heap at the bottom of the hill, one of his back feet not working. So I spent all day yesterday. This all happened Monday afternoon? Yes, Monday afternoon. Spent all day yesterday thinking that we're going to have to put the dog down, right? He's hurt his back. Something's wrong. He's paralyzed. All these horrible things. So we take him into the vet, fully prepared to do this. And the vet says, well, really kind of what it looks like he did is it kind of looks like he wrenched his back. And so he's got some inflammation between the vertebrae in his back, and it's pressing on a nerve. That's why he's having problems with the leg.
Well, again, it might be permanent, and it might go away.
Right.
And we
Right.
just don't know that answer yet.
So
With
he's on
one thing,
anti-inflammatories, pain medication, and he is on box or crate rest for 4 months.
Yep. One thing I will suggest is never get a vegetable soup terrier. Never get a vegetable soup. Yes, Grandpa Simpson's the dog.
Yes, yeah, that's
So,
exactly it.
he's obviously not the idiot that he normally is, but he looks okay for what's essentially the main character from the titular character from Boxing Helena.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and we have a dog wheelchair on the way too, so that we'll have an update on that next week.
I'm sure that'll be some hilarity.
It will.
The one
We'll
thing-
have photos of that.
So anyway, all right, shall we dig into the show?
Well, we do have funnies to begin with. Come on.
Okay.
You know how long have we been doing this? Oh my
There you go.
God. All right, so here's the first one.
I like that.
We have had that happen, where the actual show has told you what the subtitles is reading, but because the TV pops the subtitles up on it, it covers what they're actually saying.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's helpful. Thank you. Funny too.
There you go. And is there more?
There's one more.
One more.
I thought Mark might particularly enjoy that one.
One of my favorite memes on
That's
the
actually a clever idea. I like that.
internet, except it should be an AK-47 at the bottom.
Well, yeah, but not all jurisdictions are like that. I mean,
Mhm.
if you're in England or something.
No.
Gotta
Well,
have
yeah.
something.
Well, in England, do you have a license for that table? Why?
Jim says he sometimes turns on subtitles in action movies to learn dirty words in French or Spanish.
All right. Ready to go for the show part of the
nice
show?
one, Jim. All right, let's do it.
All right. All right. Story number one, first up. Thankfully, we finally sent another $61 billion to Ukraine. Surely they'll win now. Anyway, here's Chucky Schumer with the deets. Hit it, Chuck.
We're feeling really good. It's not every day you can say you made the world truly a better place. But I think the Senate can say that tonight. And I'm very proud of what has happened. So let me just say a few things. Tonight, after more than 6 months of hard work, many twists and turns in the road, America sends a message to the entire world. We will not turn our back on you.
We are ready
So
to
many
defend
things to
other
break down
people's.
in that.
So I've got a couple points I want to raise on this. One is the pure waste of money. For the amount of money we've now given to Ukraine, we could have repaired every frickin' bridge in the country.
And Catherine says, don't forget the 10% for the big guy.
The other thing is, funny enough, I was just reading an article in American Conservative this afternoon on this very subject, and all the experts say that this is not going to help Ukraine. There's no weapons or munitions to send to them because we can't build them fast enough. And it's going to take a long time to get there. And secondly, it's not enough money. They're talking that they would need $300 to $400 billion. So all this is going to do, according to the article, is just drag the war out a little bit longer so that more Ukrainians die before the Russians finally win.
I've been thinking about this, and Mark, I think you're right on this, and I think the article is right too. The more we've gone through this, and I hear people talk about it and say, if we'd given them the weapons that we said we wouldn't give it to them, if we'd given it to them at the beginning, they might have had a chance of winning. Well, first of all, no. The Soviets lost 10 million people, and that's just military deaths, soldiers in World War II. You think they're not willing to spend that for Ukraine? They don't care. But secondly, I think what we're doing is we're dragging this out, we're fighting this with Ukrainian blood, and we're just trying to bleed the Russians dry. And I don't know if the administration did it on purpose or if they just stumbled into it, but I think that's what we're doing.
Well, again, they're willing to fight for Ukraine's border, but not ours.
Yeah, that too. And again, they'll say to Ukraine, "We will not run away from you." But we did that with Iraq. We did it with Afghanistan. In Afghanistan, it was Afghanistan where we left all $1 billion worth of munitions there for the Taliban to come in and pick up and use what they want. Yeah.
Yeah, the Russians already have taken Bradley to Moscow. No secrets of, a 50-year-old vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
No, they can Google the instruction manual on the internet. Come on. It's 2024.
It is 2024.
Oh, wait. And I said the key phrase. Where's it at? Now I can't find it.
Come on, man.
There we go.
All right. Well, it is 2024, and that's why we have products that are unique home products that can help assist with normal chores and maybe a little bit more.
Are you tired of climbing up dangerous ladders to clean out your gutters? Mm-hmm. Worried about more than just leaves and debris raining down? Introducing Missile Block Gutter Guards, the ultimate solution for keeping your gutters clean and your home safe from unexpected threats. With Missile Block, you can say goodbye to clogged gutters and hello to peace of mind, even in the most tumultuous regions. Our state-of-the-art design not only prevents leaves and debris from clogging your gutters, but also doubles as a defense system against incoming ballistic missiles. Don't compromise on your safety or your gutter maintenance. Choose Missile Block Gutter Guards for a clean home and a secure future. Missile Block Gutter Guards, protecting your home one gutter at a time. A subsidiary of Slapcop Defense.
And it costs only $3 billion
right.
to install.
Dirt cheap.
That's per house.
What a bargain.
What a bargain. Oh, yes. And our tax dollars will pay to get those installed in both Gaza, Gaza and in Tel Aviv.
Yes,
I was gonna say it's cheaper than the $5 billion that Biden spent on new helicopters that he can't use because they turn his grass brown.
There you go.
Oh, you said grass. Never mind.
Yeah, the lawn, the White House lawn. They, for some reason, when they try to use them there, it kills the grass.
FedEx would like to subscribe to our catalog. I'm going to put up a catalog of everything Slapcop has done, from the films to the home defense products to the personal hygiene products. All right. The inmates continue to run the asylum in our, we'll call them college campuses. Here is Hagar Shamadi, who is an adjunct professor of something or other.
Well, so I should be clear. I was there last Thursday and I was there on Saturday, and I was horrified by what I saw. And definition of peaceful is an interesting way to put it, because it doesn't mean that the protests on campus, that's within the gates of Columbia, were violent. I didn't see anybody throwing anything, but that doesn't mean that the messages weren't inciting violence, inciting hate, or anti-Semitic. I walked by the protests during Saturday afternoon, and I saw 2 posters of terrorists, the faces of terrorists, staring at me back in the face. I used to work in counterterrorism when I was in the U.S. government, and when I saw those photos, I was stunned. I stopped breathing. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. And perhaps the students aren't aware of who these individuals are, except I'm pretty sure if you've gotten to Columbia, you know how to use Google. And so the responsibility is on them.
Hey, I guess she's not a constitutional professor, because there is a thing called free speech. There is that.
Well, plus, think of this. She worked in counterterrorism and she's afraid of a picture.
Well, and she doesn't seem very old, Back in the day when I worked in counterterrorism, what was it, 6
making
months ago?
photocopies.
Yeah. And she's an adjunct. I don't understand being an adjunct associate professor. Does that mean you're tenure track but only part-time?
No, I think it means you get paid minimum wage and you only work part-time.
Well, that's what the adjunct part of that means.
Yeah.
You're trigger tracked, apparently.
Now, it means you work part-time, but unlike a regular adjunct, you get paid $150,000 a year. Non-associate adjuncts get paid about $10 an hour. Maybe.
I have
Her name is
the
Hagar, Hagar.
I pasted it.
Chimaldi.
Hagar, wasn't that a comic book strip?
Yeah, it was. She looks
Hagar the
vaguely. She looks
Horrible.
vaguely Middle Eastern. That's about all I can say.
Yes, you probably better not go farther than that. All right. Carrying on, my wayward sons, even though there may or may not be peace when we are done, trying to fix it. Off. All my windows keep moving back 16 different directions. All right.
Because you have 7,000 opened, that's why.
Yes, I do. Don't you hate it when bad things happen to good Democrats? Oh, well, maybe I don't. Here's New York
Is there
Mayor.
such a thing?
Here's New York Mayor Eric Adams employing the no true Scotsman fallacy.
And I might have been a little tongue-in-cheek when I wrote that. But before we get to the clip, I just must say, this might be the greatest picture ever taken of Eric Adams.
What's going on with that?
He's on an airplane, and somebody just took his picture. That's from the New York Post. And I love the New York Post because they do great reporting, but at the same time, they're also the National Enquirer.
Well, with an expression on his face that looks like that, looks like Augusto Pinochet is taking his picture while he's on a flight. Oh, what? No. I like it here. I don't need a seat. Definitely not a window seat.
I noticed they did make him sit in the middle seat, though. God, you're Mayor of New York, and they still make you sit in the middle seat.
That's because he's small and he doesn't have any upper body strength.
I think that's his sport coat on his lap. I think that's the lining of his sport coat. Isn't that what it looks like to you? Maybe it's a mask too. Yeah, it might be a mask. Yeah. It might be a mask on top of his sport coat.
Well, play the thing.
Okay, all right, let's get to it. Here he is. Not Scotsman.
We can't have outside agitators come in and be destructive to our city. People who peacefully protest for an issue, they're not throwing bottles and chairs.
And he's talking about the protesters at Columbia. So there's no way a Columbia student would be a violent protester. Clearly they've been bussed in from someone else, from somewhere else. Again.
Well, let's be clear here. I mean, obviously none of what he says applies to BLM in Middle America.
Right.
Oh boy. I'm going to have to break in with something that's completely off script because this is breaking news.
Oh, wait. I have something for this.
Breaking news.
An armed U.S. Secret Service agent assigned to Vice President Kamala Harris's protective detail engaged in a physical altercation with other agents at Joint Base Andrews during the VP's departure. The incident sparked discussion about the state of the Secret Service, with concern being raised about the agent's hiring under DEI policies. The agent had to be restrained and had to have their gun removed. And the altercation is under investigation.
Well, good luck, everybody.
Well, we're boned.
Let's assign that one to Eric Adams' detail. All right, moving along. Admit it, guys, you've always wanted to appear on television with this caption under your face. Well, this is Matt
here
Carr.
He is.
This is Matt Carr, and he has Britain's largest member. We'll just say he's got the largest member of Parliament, and it's
the word is right there on the screen.
I know. Maybe the people who listen to it worse.
Okay.
And I looked up at Jim Wetzel's last comment. Oh, that's the sleeve. Apparently, it's sleeve size. But here he is on the British morning show this morning.
All that though, here's a question for you. Something that many men wish for, but for Matt Barr being well endowed has affected his entire life.
Matt has Britain's biggest penis, measuring over 12 inches when erect, which is more than double the average size.
Far from being a gift, though, Matt's large penis comes with some equally large challenges, and he joins us now to discuss some of those. Morning to you, Matt.
Good morning.
Thank you for coming in. Many people would observe this and the idea of being well endowed being a bit of a dream, but for you, it can be a nightmare. Is that right?
Yes, I think people have, it's a very insalubrious topic to bring up. So I think people have learnt a lot of myths from pornography and stuff where they don't realise the implications that it would have when you're actually living with the situation on a day-to-day basis.
So the poor guy was apparently kicked out of his yoga class because he was wearing yoga pants.
Mm-hmm. But and Jim Wetzel's
Which leave
comments,
nothing to the imagination.
And Jim Wetzel's comments, keep going here, had to have their gun removed. Seeing more and more of that stuff. I said, oh, no, well, this one's demonetized. It was like they were ever going to monetize us. Come on. Oh, and I'm going to like our podcast because I believe someone should, especially the people who are doing it. So anyway, moving right along.
No, hang on. We have one more.
I know there's a song. There's a song. Play the song, Witch Woman.
Okay, here we go.
In the land of knights and noble gentry lived a man of legendary gentility. His name was Harold, a British bloke known far and wide for his sizable poke. From the hills of Scotland to the streets of York, folk whispered tales of his mighty talk. With each stride he took, it was quite the sight, for Harold's appendage was a wondrous sight. Oh, Harold the well-endowed, with his bulging host, in the land of kings and knights everyone knows. From jousting tournaments to feasts so grand, Harold's gift was the talk of the land. In the court of King Arthur, where knights did dwell, Harold's legend grew. Oh, what a tale to tell! The ladies swooned and the men did stare at Harold's trousers bulging with care. With each passing day, his fame did spread from England shores to land.
Is this an original Moody Blues?
Yeah, I think it was.
It does sound kind of Moody Blues. Okay, well, let's end after this chorus.
It is. This is
But I know he notes.
It's got 15 seconds left.
But amidst the laughter and the jest, Harold remained humble, never distressed. For though his stature grew.
Now Hito says it sounds like a mix of Sabaton and sea shanties. All right, Mark, I'm not going to ask you to comment on any of that, but I am going to ask you for 2 minutes of weapons in 1 minute. You ready? I have the timer ready.
Okay.
Go.
All right, so I've been thinking recently about pocket carry guns. Sorry, following on after our prior story. But no, I've come across a few articles on, relating to that issue. Some of them have to do, what would be a good pocket carry gun. Ones, others are talking about calibers and everything because you always have to have caliber wars. But I
30 seconds.
Affinity for the so-called mouse guns, because I don't know why they just a little tiny gun just always looks cute. I think it's because of James Bond with his PPK, but anyway,
15 seconds.
So, but they are very convenient because not you can't always carry something on your waistband or inside the waistband, and particularly if you're wearing dress clothes.
That's time, especially if you want to carry a 12-inch barrel around. I thought that went really well. I really liked it.
Next week I'll have a ticking clock. I forgot about that.
No, this is perfect because it's almost even better because I've got this thing going, and it provides interaction.
Yes, but we can have the ticking clock sound, and then at the time marks, just have a voice going, 15 seconds.
But we ought to have Jack Bauer. I'm running out of time. Okay. All right. That was very good, Mark. I like that very much. I have a
I never
little,
reached a point, but okay.
yeah. Sometimes that's not the point. All right. And in fact, at some point, I'll tell you about the little check thing I got the other one time. All
That's
right.
fine. I'll just start up where I left off next week.
There you go. All right. I think that moves us right along to Conversation Street.
And now it's time for us to take down the smooth. And now it's time for us to take a stroll down the smooth sidewalks of Conversation Street.
All right. Welcome back, everyone, to Conversation Street. So Trump has gotten, 16 different trials going on at the same time. That's an exaggeration, but not by much. But the judge in one of the trials, the one in the secret document trial, let a whole bunch of unredacted info out into the wild. And it showed just how closely the Biden administration coordinated the case, trying to build up the cases against Trump, and even going back and pulling security clearances back in time. They actually said, well, no. Oh, he still has the security clearance. Well, we have to make it, we have to end it as of several months ago. Up to speed on this one, Mark?
I only saw a little bit of a story about it. I haven't followed it too much.
Well, the best commentary is uninformed, so go for it.
Well, I mean, it's just another example of the corruption in the Biden administration. They're, I mean, they've crossed the Rubicon a long time ago, and they are now in full throttle, banana republic, junta dictatorship mode right now. And the worst part is we don't even know who's in charge. I mean, obviously Biden's not in charge of what's going on at the White House. There's somebody behind him in the shadows that's pulling all the strings.
Absolutely. And they were going to, no matter what he did, they were going to go after him. No matter what he did. The missus, you have any commentary on this one?
I think Mark summed it up quite nicely. That's like the whole thing in New York, right? If he had paid for that out of campaign funds, they'd still be going after him, saying he'd illegally used campaign funds.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, he was screwed. They were going to go after him.
Well, in the case I'm talking about here, unsealed records detail allegations that Jay Bratt, Jack Smith's lead prosecutor in the classified docs case, threatened Stanley Woodward, the attorney for Walt Nauta, with sinking a judicial nomination if he didn't get his client to flip on Trump. This guy was going to get a nomination to become a judge, but not unless he's saying about Trump. So just, not that there's any sort of collusion or abuse of power or corruption. They're all a bunch of jackasses.
No, because Democrats are good and pure. Altruistic intentions.
Mm-hmm. They're a bunch of jackasses.
They're evil.
That's your kid.
Neil Young.
Get that jackass out of here!
And I'm proud to present my brain jackass of the week.
So it's just sad, like Connor McLeod, that there can be only one. So everybody get your votes ready. Because the first one we have has nothing here. So why don't you walk us into
did I
this
forget to write that one in?
I have 2 dashes. I could freewheel it, but or do the Marceau version.
No, I guess I didn't. That's actually the wrong one. Yeah, I must have just missed that. Well, I got distracted by this entire story because the first one is Joe, and you've probably heard the clip, but here it is in all its goodness.
That has the names of all the Scrantonians who died in World War II etched into a granite wall, because I wanted to see where my uncle Bosie Ambrose J. Finnegan, where his name was etched. He flew those single-engine planes as reconnaissance over war zones. He got shot down in New Guinea, and they never found the body because there were a lot of cannibals for real.
My uncle was eaten by cannibals.
Okay, so the out cue that I've got. Says
I
free
know.
chicken.
I never
Which-
put it on the. I never put it. That was from last week.
Imagine Uncle Bozy.
Free chicken.
Well, I guess we know what Uncle Bozy tasted like.
Finger looking good.
Okay, number 2. It's AOC in her big booty, and as usual, she's talking out of it.
Today also serves as a reminder of the power of organizing, of what we can accomplish when young people, climate advocates, labor organizers, and working people of all backgrounds come together to demand the future we all deserve. It is especially important that we remember the power of young people shaping this country today, of all days, as we once again witness the leadership of those peaceful student-led protests on campuses like Columbia, Yale, Berkeley, and many others.
All those peaceful protesters chanting "Kill the Jews."
Well, it's technically peaceful. I mean, there's
They
lots
kill
of people.
America.
Yeah.
Lots of people who chant to kill you and I, honey. So I mean,
That's true.
I'm
And,
sorry, grow some thicker skin.
And by the way, Codex says 2024 keeps getting weirder.
Things are getting weird, and they're getting weird fast.
Again, I call it the Wilder principle of greatest amusement. When two things can happen, the most amusing thing will happen.
And Jim says those fangs are terrifying, and I can't help but think when I look at that picture over there, when she goes out with guys on a first date, do they bring sugar cubes along for her?
I'm going to stop right there. All right.
I'd be more worried of her being, sort of more like the alien, where those jaws might suddenly jut
There's
out
another
a
tiny
foot
one
or
of her in her
two.
mouth.
All right. The audience has spoken, and there's a majority out there. What are your thoughts, Mark?
Me?
Yep.
No, it's hard. Well, no, it's not. I'm going to vote 2.
Okay, that makes it a tie. I become the tiebreaker unless another vote pops up. So therefore, Uncle Bozy is the winner. Uncle Bozy is the winner.
Poor Uncle Bozy. And this has been the Brain Jackass of the Week.
Oh, Mark, it was a late vote that came in. It's a tie. We have to go to a tiebreaker. Oh, Catherine votes 2. It's AOC. We have to take it back. AOC is the winner.
Oh, just under the wire. Yeah. Wow, look at that.
Now we're going to have controversy and other electors showing up. And then we find out that Codex voted for
And
Catherine.
this has been Neil Young's Brain Jackass of the Week.
We can take care of it next week with the mail-in ballots.
And Joe Biden will call us and say, you got to find me 1 or 2 votes somewhere. That's perfectly fine. It's perfectly legal.
No, just like in the last election, we had a result, and then boom,
Yeah,
spiked up at 3 a.m.
Yeah, that's right. Locked everyone out, and all the other votes showed up.
Okay, it's time for
Think real fast.
check out the big brains on Bill. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson, that is, who displayed Mr. Magoo levels of incompetence this week by claiming that the far side of the moon is always dark. And also that we don't know what's on the far side of the moon. And also that's for the Chinese to discover. Mark, is this just another example of Biden using the best and brightest to build back better?
When I first read that, I could not believe that somebody could actually get to the top of NASA and be that stupid. I mean, that's something I would expect from like a kindergartner. What a freaking idiot. It's
That's
no wonder
a
why our
NASA
country
administrator.
is collapsing. I know. Maybe you should have put him as the jackass of the week.
I don't think you understand what that was. All right. The missus, do you think NASA Administrator Bill, and NASA left the clip up. NASA left that clip up. The missions, do you think NASA Administrator Bill Nelson did a lot of drugs and thinks Pink Floyd was the first man on the dark side of the moon?
We have top men working on it right now.
Top men. Top men. Well, I mean, they aren't really top men. I mean, they check the right boxes. He probably wears a dress to work.
Let me guess, he's a flat earther too.
No, I think he's just ancient. I think he's like 9 million years old, and he got this job as a political cynic here. He's actually been in space on the space shuttle. He and Jake Garn were two senators that were picked to go, one Democrat and one Republican. So that's how old he is. All right.
Well, he probably thought he was in a station wagon going to get an ice cream cone at Dairy Queen.
Why is everything all floaty? Musk is under the gun because Australian judge says he's no fun. Australian e-safety commissioner Julie Inman Grant ordered that the stabbing video of an Australian Christian bishop by a member of the Religion of Peace had to be taken down from Musk's X platform worldwide. Mark, when did Julie Inman Grant become the e-safety commissioner of interstellar space?
When she imagined it. You know, it's no different than these furries that think they're actual animals.
Right. But in this particular case, she wants him to make it no access in the entire world. Then that brings up my question for you, the missus.
Mm-hmm.
Is Australia even less relevant to the world than, say, Malta, where my blog is very popular?
Is your blog popular in Malta?
I'm very big in Malta.
Okay. As big as Matt Carr.
Well, okay, Malta's small, but
do
on
they
a percentage
write ballads
basis,
about you?
on a percentage basis, more people from Malta read my blog than any place on the planet.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right. But do they have Australian face?
I don't think so. I think they cover their mouth with their teeth. All right.
That is
Jim
Australian
Wetzel,
face, where they cover their mouth with their teeth.
and Jim Wetzel makes a comment that works for both this story and the last one. The lunatic is on the grass.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
And Tadano also makes it one. Pluto is still technically a Commonwealth territory. That's why. All right. Then this is. All right. Oh, I already asked you your question. Also, related to Musk, Tesla's profits are down, and rumors are that Tesla may cut 20% of its staff. Mark, is this Elon's dedication to stopping people from using gasoline since these workers won't be able to afford it anymore?
Well, you know, supply demand. Nobody wants EVs anymore.
Yeah, no, they don't. The missus, and which pertains to the missus, this is working so smoothly tonight. The missus, do you think that this is because Elon is going to add an X to the end of Tesla and call it Teslax and start making electric-powered laxatives?
So on this lines, I heard this today, is that something when you type the word Twitter on the platform on X that was Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
the algorithm changes it to X. So people today
Mm-hmm.
started writing SE Twitter
Mm-hmm.
because everyone's 12.
That's right. But you got to answer the question.
What was the question again?
Is he going to start calling his company Teslax and make
Yes,
electric-powered laxatives?
I think so. Yeah, Teslas that
Okay.
go right through you.
Gasoline prices hit as high as, this is still related, $8.45 a gallon in California today, but only average around $5.40 a gallon across California. Mark, is this something that more illegal aliens will solve?
Yes, they solve everything, didn't you know?
I thought so. The missus want a massive war in the Middle East solve all of this?
Yes. Yes, it will. But you know what will solve it even better?
Massive cannibalism.
And that's for Jim. He won't hear it for a minute or two, but that's for Jim. We got a lag going tonight. All right. Did ancient Homo erectus, and again, we're on back to the
I know. Back to the British guy.
Did ancient Homo erectus wear a tracksuit and gold chains? New research shows that stone tools found in Eastern Europe are 1.4 million years old, showing that tool using mankind probably started not in Africa but in Europe. Mark, were these old stone tools much better than Soviet era technology, and why?
I'm going to say yes and yes.
What the answer to why is yes. You win Soviet prize.
No, the answer to why is
massive cannibalism.
Let's see. I have to get back. The missus?
This is
Do you think
going
these
so
weapons,
smoothly.
do you think these weapons were from the first war in the Ukraine?
No, I think it's what they're using right now. When they run out of our stuff. And actually, they probably never even got that. It's just the money and, you know where that went. So,
Yep. It's not.
Well, the Ukrainian government officials each have to take their 10%.
Yeah. And
So after the big guys 10%.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how Zia spent $10 billion on blow. All right. Next. AI-powered software takes body cam footage and writes a police report in just a few minutes that exceeds expectations. Mark, if there's a complaint, will the software investigate itself and find that it's done nothing wrong?
Probably. It's I'm sure it's probably encoded in its basic operating procedures.
The missus, how long until the ATF has software that can accurately shoot dogs?
that'll never happen. Because they
It's
would
the
have to
ATF.
learn from the ATF. Yeah.
And they don't even know which end the bullets come out of, so.
That won't stop me, because I can't read.
That's not me, 'cause I can't read. I'm glad you're up on those memes. All right, and this is our final Think Real Fast story. Poland is ready to help Ukraine explain the pain of needing more troops and may send military-age Ukrainians back to Ukraine. Mark, is this what winning looks like?
That's what patriotism looks like.
Get on the truck, horse face.
You get on truck. You will make glorious attack to the front. The missus, how many refunds?
No refunds.
No refunds. Catherine notes from the previous one, FBI equals FAI. But it's a
one,
general
Tadano.
intelligence.
You see what Tadano said there? As a large language model,
Yeah.
I require a Dunkin' Donut promo code to prepare this report. Nice one, Tadano.
But Catherine also noted FBI equals FAI, but it needs to be a general intelligence, Federal Artificial Intelligence General. So you can pronounce that how you want to. Anyway, that's what I had there. We're done with Think Real Fast.
Are we? Is it over?
We're done.
Should we wait? Should we wait a little bit and talk a little bit more about how it's not?
Oh, absolutely. But you can play you can play the song out.
Here. There we go.
Think real
In
fast.
keeping with tonight's
Technological mastery.
Yeah, that's it.
It's the ghost in the machine. All right.
We all need naps.
Yeah, I didn't need a nap. Unfortunately, I've had 2 beers, and 2 beers is exactly the kind of number of beers that
makes you need a nap.
It makes you say you could stay up another beer.
And have 5 more beers.
No.
And some tequila.
No.
That's what that says.
So anyway,
I got a headache.
You got a headache. I gotta get up in the morning.
Yeah, me
so, Mark, good time tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I have going back to the pistol thing, I have a little Walther PPK clone that was made for the Czech secret police. I picked it up at an auction. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, it's I don't even have any ammo for it yet, but I need to get some. It's like a 30 ACP, but it's a interesting.
32.
Yes,
32 ACP.
You are exactly correct. It's 32 ACP.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody around here even sells that.
Yeah. Well, don't bother with Hollow Point for 32 ACP because it just doesn't get enough velocity, especially out of a shorter barrel to expand. Stick with your full metal jacket. That'll get you about the right penetration.
Yeah.
And we're back to the British guy again.
Yes.
Good night, everybody.
And if you're still out there, remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll be back next week. And I know I had a lot of fun. Did you have a lot of fun, the missus?
I did.
Mark, did you have a lot of fun?
My attention span is not so good.
I did.
Okay. Well, on that
Look, a squirrel!
On that note, I'd like to thank everyone coming to Bombs and Bants and Wednesday Rants. As always, I'm your host, John.
That's your cue, Mark.
This is Mark.
And I'm the missus. Y'all come back now, you hear?